Brand new RVs are already falling apart, and Consumer Reports is backing it up. We're not talking about years of wear. We're talking about failures showing up before owners finish their first season. Walls shifting, seals leaking, electrical systems glitching on nearly new rigs. And here's the part nobody expected. These problems are showing up so early that resale values are getting hit almost immediately. Dealers are adjusting offers. Auctions are flagging condition issues. And buyers are getting stuck with losses they never saw coming. So if you think brand new means safe in today's RV market, you need to see this first. Let's start with the first model raising serious red flags. Forest River Cherokee Travel Trailer. Before most people even finish their first season, warning signs start appearing. Panels flex where they should stay firm. Seal lines show faint shadows after rain. Owners notice it quietly, then realize something bigger is wrong. That pattern keeps pointing back to the Forest River Cherokee Travel Trailer. The Cherokee earned its place on dealer lots by promising simple value, lightweight construction, familiar layouts, a price that looks manageable on paper. During the post-boom surge, production climbed fast, and inspection windows narrowed just as quickly. Consumer Reports complaint records show early submissions tied to wall movement, roof seam seepage, and cabinet separation appearing well under the first year of ownership. Auction condition sheets tell the financial side of the story. Units that left the lot priced near $31,000 are showing wholesale clearances closer to $23,000. Moisture notes or alignment flags appear. That drop is not theoretical. It is immediate equity loss the moment a condition report follows the vehicle identification number. Here is why it keeps happening. Adhesives require cure time. Sealants need controlled temperature and patience. During peak output periods, those timelines were shortened to meet shipping targets. The Forest River Cherokee Travel Trailer did not suddenly become poorly designed. It was rushed. Speed replaced margin for error, and the error always shows up later, usually after the warranty clock starts ticking. Repair exposure compounds the problem. Water intrusion is rarely isolated. Once moisture finds a path, flooring swells, fasteners loosen, and insulation holds dampness. Consumer Reports owners repeatedly describe return visits that never fully reset the problem. Each visit adds time, frustration, and documentation that follows resale value downward. Financing makes the impact sharper. Loan balances do not adjust for build shortcuts. Payments continue even while units sit waiting on service approval. Dealers know this, which is why trade offers collapse quickly once inspection notes surface. What looked affordable becomes restrictive fast. Forest River's scale amplifies the effect. High volume keeps lots full, but it also floods resale channels when confidence dips. Auction lanes react brutally. Condition flags matter more than brand names once inventory stacks up. Here is the uncomfortable truth. The Forest River Cherokee Travel Trailer is not failing because owners misuse it. It struggles because production pressure outpaced quality safeguards during a narrow window. Timing created the weakness. That matters because patterns repeat. When one high-volume towable shows cracks, others usually follow. And the next example pushes that lesson even harder. Every experienced RV owner recognizes this phase of the market. Discounts appear first, then service delays stretch. Finally, resale math turns ugly. Knowing when a model shows stress allows you to pause, wait, and avoid absorbing losses that never needed to exist in the first place. Heartland RV Mallard. At first glance, nothing seems wrong. Doors close, slides extend. The lot shine hides the stress beneath the skin. Over time, owners of the Heartland RV Mallard start noticing ripples that should not exist. Walls feel soft, seams whisper after rain. That quiet discomfort is the first signal. Consumer Reports. Complaint records show early lamination separation, appearing well before the first annual service visit. The pattern clusters around units built during the post-surge rush. Service tickets describe bubbling panels, creeping gaps, and trim that no longer sits flush. These are not cosmetic annoyances. They point to bonding failure inside the wall structure. Here is the mechanical reason. Lamination relies on adhesive chemistry, pressure, and time. During peak output, cure windows were shortened to keep lines moving. Internal service notices reference reduced dwell periods before wall assemblies were stacked and shipped. When adhesive skins too quickly, it bonds unevenly. Months later, temperature swings finish the damage. The money trail shows the impact clearly. Mallard travel trailers leaving dealer lots near $34,000 are showing wholesale clears closer to $26,000 once delamination notes hit condition reports. That $8,000 swing lands fast. It erases trade value before the second season begins. Warranty coverage does not fix the math. Repairs require panel removal, rebonding, and extended shop time. Consumer Reports owners describe multiple visits without full resolution. Each visit creates records. Records follow the vehicle identification number. Buyers down the line see those notes and adjust offers downward. Floor plan pressure adds another layer. Dealers carry interest while units wait for parts and approval. To stop the bleed, pricing softens. Discounts appear. They look generous. They are defensive. The goal shifts from margin to movement. Heartland built the Mallard to be approachable, lightweight, family-friendly. That strategy worked when production was balanced. When volume surged, patience disappeared. Chemistry did not change. Schedules did. This is why timing matters. Units built outside that pressure window perform differently. Units built inside it carry risk that cannot be seen on a walkthrough. Documentation makes the difference at resale. Condition reports list laminate separation explicitly. Lenders read those notes. Appraisers discount immediately. That is why offers arrive lower and firm. Consumer Reports trends show repeat claims tied to the same build window. Once a pattern is established, markets react quickly. Confidence evaporates first. Pricing follows. Waiting allows pressure to clear and production discipline to return. Service backlogs thin, inspections slow, and materials stabilize when demand cools. And oversight resumes across factories, nationwide steadily improving. The lesson travels forward. When bonding shortcuts surface in one popular towable, similar methods often show up elsewhere. What follows shifts the spotlight from walls to systems, where delays cost even more. If this breakdown is helping you see what the lots are hiding, support the work by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing your experience in the comments. It helps keep numbers visible and protects others from mistakes. Winnebago, Mini Winnie, Class C. Long before dashboards light up with warning icons, subtle trouble announces itself. Electrical gremlins appear as flickers, resets, and unexplained silence. Owners of the Winnebago Mini Winnie Class C describe that moment when confidence slips. It happens early, often within the first stretch of ownership, when systems that should be dependable hesitate. Consumer Reports complaint summaries show clusters tied to electrical integration failures. Control modules freeze. Sensors misread. Battery management systems cycle erratically. Service records reference repeated diagnostics rather than clear fixes. These are not aging components. These are nearly new builds reacting to complexity introduced too quickly. Here is the underlying cause. Modern Class C construction blends traditional chassis wiring with layered digital control architecture. During the production surge, additional electronics were integrated faster than validation schedules could absorb. Software calibration lagged behind hardware installation. When voltage tolerances drift, systems miscommunicate. Small inconsistencies cascade into visible faults. Financial records reveal the consequence. Auction data shows Mini Winnie units that left showrooms near $115,000, clearing closer to $88,000 once electrical disclosures appear. That difference is not cosmetic. It represents confidence withdrawn by lenders, insurers, and subsequent buyers simultaneously. Downtime magnifies the loss. Electrical faults rarely produce immediate solutions. Coaches sit waiting for parts, updates, and authorization. While parked, depreciation continues. Loan balances remain fixed. Consumer Reports narratives describe weeks without resolution, followed by temporary improvement, then recurrence. Warranty coverage softens repair bills, not opportunity cost. Travel plans collapse. Seasonal windows close. Documentation grows thicker. Each repair entry attaches to the vehicle identification number, shaping future appraisals permanently. Winnebago built its reputation on straightforward engineering. The Mini Winnie carried that legacy for decades. Recent iterations leaned toward feature density. Touch panels replaced switches. Integrated networks replaced isolated circuits. The transition moved faster than testing cycles allowed. Market reaction follows, predictably. Dealers reduce exposure. Lenders shorten terms. Insurance underwriting tightens around electrical risk. None of these responses are emotional. They are mathematical reactions to probability. The lesson is precise. Complexity without patience extracts value. When innovation outruns verification, reliability becomes variable. That variability prices itself into resale immediately. Awareness restores leverage. Knowing which systems carry risk allows timing decisions that protect equity. Waiting for revisions, updated software, and stabilized supply chains reduces exposure dramatically. The road ahead narrows. What started as convenience evolves into liability when oversight slips. Attention now shifts toward platforms where mechanical simplicity once again proves durable under pressure. Evidence keeps accumulating quietly. Service bays compare notes. Parts managers track repeat orders. Auction inspectors flag patterns. None of this is speculative. It is observed, logged, and priced daily. Those signals matter. Ignoring them costs money. Respecting them preserves options when markets finally reset again. Preparation always favors patience over impulse decisions. Long term. Thor Motorcoach. 4 wins. Class C. Speed hides problems until volume exposes them. Owners notice it. When doors stop lining up, slides hesitate, and trim vibrates loose over smooth pavement. The Thor Motorcoach. 4 wins. Class C carries the marks of a system pushed too hard, too fast. Consumer Reports complaint data shows early slide seal wear, interior fastening failures, and premature cabinet movement appearing within the first ownership cycle. Service intake notes describe water intrusion around slide corners and uneven compression along seals that should remain uniform. These are not isolated incidents. They cluster around high-output production periods when inspection time narrowed. Auction records reveal the financial reaction. Units originally transacting near $92,000 clear closer to $67,000 once condition disclosures appear. That shift is immediate. Lenders shorten terms. Appraisers discount aggressively. The cause sits upstream. The 4 Winds platform scaled rapidly during the surge. Line speed increased. Staffing rotated. Quality checks thinned. When tolerances drift even slightly, slide mechanisms suffer first. Rails bind. Seals compress unevenly. Water follows gravity. Repairs address symptoms, not momentum. Consumer Reports narratives describe repeated adjustments that restore function temporarily, then fade. Each visit generates documentation. Documentation reshapes resale expectations. Financing pressure compounds the issue. Shorter loan windows raise payments while value slides. Insurance underwriters respond as well. Claims frequency alters risk scoring. None of this reflects owner behavior. It reflects throughput decisions. Thor Motorcoach built its strength on availability. The 4 Winds became a default choice. Default choices suffer first when confidence shifts. Market responses stay rational. Dealers reduce exposure. Allocations slow. Incentives widen. Patience changes outcomes. Waiting allows production cadence to normalize. Oversight returns. Service queues shrink. The 4 Winds Class C illustrates how scale magnifies small errors. When ENIs multiplied, they become expensive. Attention shifts forward toward heavier platforms where consequences escalate further. Experience teaches restraint. Markets punish haste. Observing these signals preserves leverage and options. Those signals appear quietly through service bays, inspection lanes, and lender adjustments. Nothing here relies on rumor. The numbers move first, then narratives follow, understanding that sequence protects capital. As conditions tighten, attention naturally migrates toward platforms with fewer moving parts and longer track records. That shift defines the next stage of evaluation. Patterns repeat across cycles. Volume peaks. Quality dips. Corrections arrive. Recognizing where a model sits within that arc determines outcomes. Momentum rarely stops instantly. It fades as pressure accumulates. Staying observant during that fade prevents regret later. With this understanding, attention turns toward another category where convenience masked deeper risk for far too long. The signs already surfaced. The implications widen from here. That transition carries weight. because the systems involved there cost more to fix and longer to trust again after repeated failures reshape confidence permanently across the market today now. Keystone RV Cougar fifth wheel. Strength is the promise that sells this one. Thick frames, confident stance, a feeling of solidity the moment it settles into the hitch. Owners expect the Keystone RV Cougar fifth wheel to feel planted for years, not months. Yet early on, subtle changes begin to surface. A creak where silence once lived, a slight shift in ride, feel that cannot be explained away. Consumer reports, complaint records reveal a pattern tied to frame tolerance variation. Service reports describe uneven suspension loading, pin box movement, and stress marks appearing earlier than expected. These notes cluster around specific production periods, when output increased rapidly and inspection intervals tightened. Here is the mechanical reality. Fifth wheel frames rely on precision welding and consistent alignment. Small deviations multiply under load. When tolerances widen even slightly, stress redistributes across the structure. Over time, that stress reveals itself through fatigue, noise, and visible distortion. Auction data captures the financial consequence with clarity. Units that transacted near $58,000 are clearing closer to $41,000 once structural notes appear on inspection sheets. That reduction happens quickly. Appraisers adjust. Lenders respond. Confidence fades. Warranty repairs rarely restore original trust. Frame corrections involve reinforcement, alignment checks, and extended downtime. Consumer reports owners describe repeated evaluations without definitive closure. Each visit adds another line to the history file. That history follows the vehicle identification number permanently. Trade value suffers most. Dealers hesitate once. Structural language appears. Offers tighten. Floor plan exposure shrinks. Negotiation leverage disappears. What felt like a durable choice becomes restrictive. Keystone positioned the Cougar as a balanced platform, to wobble comfort without excess. That balance depends on consistency. During peak demand, production speed rose, oversight thinned, skilled labor rotated. The process absorbed stress unevenly. Markets interpret that risk conservatively. Structural concerns carry more weight than cosmetic flaws. They affect safety perception, insurance evaluation, and long-term service outlook. Those factors price themselves into resale immediately. Awareness changes outcomes. Understanding which build windows carry elevated risk allows timing decisions that protect equity. Waiting for production cadence to normalize restores confidence gradually. Inspection, rigor returns, variance narrows. This is not about misuse. It is about tolerance management under pressure. Fifth wheels amplify small errors. They reward patience and punish haste. As market conditions cool, signals grow clearer. Service departments see repeat patterns. Auction inspectors flag familiar notes. None of it arrives loudly. It accumulates quietly until values adjust. Experience teaches restraint here. Strength must be proven, not assumed. Observing how markets respond provides guidance before money is committed, with structural confidence shaken in one of the most trusted TWABL categories. Attention shifts upward toward platforms where complexity introduces a different kind of risk. The stakes increase. Repairs cost more. The margin for error narrows further. If you want to stay ahead of where prices are headed and avoid timing mistakes, subscribe to the channel now. These shifts move fast, and breakdowns track what dealers adjust next, before it shows up on lots or loan terms. Fleetwood RV Bounder Class A. Confidence used to come standard with this coach. Thick glass, broad windshield, the sense that weight equaled safety. That belief carried the Fleetwood RV Bounder Class A for decades, until electrical shortcuts quietly rewrote the equation. Consumer Reports complaint files reveal a concentration of dash system failures, harness insulation breakdown, and intermittent power loss appearing far earlier than expected. Service descriptions mention heat buildup behind panels, flickering displays, and warning alerts with no clear trigger. These faults surfaced most often in units produced during accelerated modernization phases. The technical cause traces to multiplex electrical architecture layered onto legacy platforms. Wiring looms were consolidated to save time and cost. Heat loads increased. Insulation margins shrank. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration recall filings Document insulation breach risk tied to dashboard harness routing. Repairs required extensive labor, not simple part swaps. Auction outcomes show the financial consequence. Bounder units that originally transacted near $189,000 cleared resale lanes closer to $132,000 once recall disclosure appeared. That reduction erased down payments instantly and tightened lender confidence overnight. Insurance underwriting followed. Electrical risk categories trigger higher premiums and closer scrutiny. Dealers adjusted exposure by limiting floor plan inventory. Service queues lengthened as parts supply lagged demand. Warranty coverage absorbed repair bills, not trust erosion. Each documented recall entry permanently altered valuation. Consumer Reports narratives describe extended downtime and repeated inspections before clearance. While parked, depreciation continued unchecked. Fleetwood earned loyalty through mechanical simplicity. The Bounder represented that philosophy for generations. Digital dashboards and multiplex systems shifted complexity forward faster than validation cycles allowed. Cost savings per unit appeared modest. Aggregate exposure multiplied quickly. Markets respond mathematically. Structural or electrical risk weighs heavier than cosmetic flaws. Appraisers discount aggressively. Buyers hesitate. Lenders shorten terms. None of this reflects panic. It reflects probability. Timing restores leverage. Production adjustments slow pace. Inspection rigor returns. Updated routing and shielding reduce heat stress. Units built after corrective action perform differently, knowing that distinction protects equity. Experience teaches patience at this level. Large Class A coaches magnify errors. Repairs cost more. Downtime stretches longer. Decisions require restraint, not impulse. With premium platforms showing strain, attention narrows toward ownership choices that emphasize proven simplicity over novelty. The final example carries that lesson to its sharpest point, where trust meets volume pressure, and the consequences ripple widest across the market, while valuation discipline becomes the only reliable defense left standing. Jayco R-Vee, J-Flight. Trust is not built overnight. It forms through repetition, familiarity, and years of quiet dependability. That history is exactly why the Jayco R-Vee J-Flight hits hardest when problems surface early. Expectations run high because this name earned confidence the slow way. Consumer Reports complaint. Records reveal a pattern tied to water intrusion, appearing within the first ownership year. Owners describe damp corners, soft flooring near exterior walls, and seal lines that fail long before weather exposure should matter. These reports cluster around units produced during peak demand periods. The physical cause is straightforward. Water intrusion almost always traces back to sealing discipline. Sealants require surface preparation, cure time, and inspection. During accelerated output cycles, those steps compress. A bead looks complete. The bond underneath never fully forms. Months later, water finds the path. Financial evidence reinforces the warning. Auction lane results show J-Flight units originally transacting near $29,900, clearing closer to $22,000 once moisture flags appear. That gap opens fast. It widens when multiple condition notes follow the vehicle identification number. Warranty repairs address symptoms, not valuation damage. Seals get redone. Panels dry out. Documentation remains. Consumer Reports narratives describe repeat visits, chasing the same leak from different angles. Each entry lowers future confidence. Jayco built the J-Flight on approachability, familiar layouts, manageable weights, broad dealer coverage. That strategy works only when production balance holds. When volume surges, inspection rigor thins. Materials stay the same, timelines change, market reaction stays consistent. Dealers adjust trade offers sharply. Lenders hold firm on balances. Appraisers discount immediately once moisture history appears. None of this reflects emotion. It reflects probability of recurrence. Resale math explains the ranking. When a widely trusted model shows early failure, ripple effects spread quickly. Inventory stacks. Incentives grow. Pricing softens across entire segments. Timing remains the variable that restores control. Units built after production pressure eases perform differently. Inspection windows widen. Oversight returns. Service departments stabilize. Confidence rebuilds slowly. Experience teaches one lesson clearly. Popularity magnifies mistakes. When a high-volume towable stumbles, the market notices first, then reacts decisively. This final example closes the loop. Entry models showed stress. Mid-range platforms revealed complexity risk. Premium coaches exposed electrical shortcuts. The Jayco R-Vee J Flight demonstrates how even the most familiar name suffers when patience disappears. Understanding these signals creates advantage. Waiting costs nothing. Rushing costs equity. Markets always reward restraint after pressure peaks. With that awareness, the path forward becomes clear. Let demand cool. Let production reset. Let pricing reveal real value again. Time favors patience, not pressure. Waiting allows inspections to tighten, quality to stabilize, and incentives to deepen. Those who pause, sidestep rushed decisions, protect equity, and avoid absorbing losses that never needed to exist for households planning purchases carefully today. If this breakdown helped you see what the lots aren't telling you, do me a favor, hit like, subscribe, and share your experience in the comments. Your stories help expose patterns before they cost someone thousands. The RV market is shifting fast, and the smartest moves happen before prices, incentives, and policies change again.